were able to pull off a 27-24 win. So, Shannon, how different will this game be?
Well, considering Eric Fisher seems to be out, Skip, and he might be gone. It looked like he ruptured his Achilles.
It looked like it.
That's what it looks like. I was watching Andy Reid go to the sideline and hug him. You don't hug a guy like that, Skip, for a guy that you will believe will be back in 2 weeks.
I agree.
Now, they're already playing the game without Mitchell Schwartz, who's their outstanding right tackle. Now, Fisher, that means they'll move, I believe they moved Remmers from right tackle to left tackle, and they brought the swing tackle in. So, Skip, that's going to be a huge source, because what they were able to do last time was neutralize somewhat Shaq Barrett and JPP. Now, Shaq did end up getting home because they were about to blow the game open. Skip, remember, it was 17-0, and Shaq Barrett somehow escaped through and got a forced fumble. It really turned the tempo, because I believe it was about to be 24-0, and from that, all intents and purposes, the game would have been over.
Agreed.
So for me, that's going to be the key. Just like yesterday was the key. How much pressure can they generate, Shaq Barrett and JPP? Because, Skip, their interior is really not, they're run stuffers. That's what they do. They clog the middle. They're not going to let you run the football down the middle. And I was surprised that Green Bay kept trying to run the ball down the middle when they were having success on the edge of running the football. But when you got Vita Vea, they probably list Vita Vea as what, Skip, 350? Well, he's been on IR since week 5. What you think he is now? 350 or 370? I'm going closer to 370.
You're probably right.
Big guy, stop the run. All those big guys in there. So they're not letting you run. You got to get to the edge, and normally you do that. The Rams had success running the football with those jet sweeps in a stack or a bunch formation. So for me, that's going to be huge, Skip. How well can they protect Mahomes? If they cannot get Mahomes, Skip, they got no answer for Tyreek.
I agree.
They got no answer for Travis Kelce because those two guys are playing out of their mind. Now, there's a chance they're going to get Sammy Watkins back. He limited in practice this week, but another 2 weeks, he should be good to go. But the Fisher injury, Skip, is huge. Just like the Bakhtiari injury was huge. If they can protect Mahomes, they can go get 30, because it's going to take you 30 to get them, Skip. Because Mahomes averaging 34 points a game, and looked like he was on his way again against Cleveland until he got knocked out. They get 30 points so easy come playoff time. And I told you, Skip, I said, we're going to spot them 10. Now, Mahomes made me into a lie because he only spotted them 9. But he had to get made the field. He spotted him 10. And
well, Mecole Hardman spotted him 7.
He did. Because I'm not so sure that had they not got that gimme touchdown right there, it might have got ugly a lot sooner than what it did, Skip. But that's my only concern. JPP and Shaq Barrett, how well can the tackles, because they want to stay in scat protection. And people at home, what I mean by scat protection is all the eligible receivers are out in pass routes. That's what they want to do. They want to be in scat protection. But there might come a time, Skip, you might have to keep that back in to help one side or another. And then that's going to free up somebody to drop in pass coverage. But I don't really know how they do it. You play cover 2, Kelce can get down the middle. You're not playing man. You're not running. I watched the play last night, and he ended up dropping the play, Skip, and I'm going to turn it over to you. Tyreek. I've never seen anything like Tyreek. I've never seen a guy that can run like he can in pads. Skip, I've seen guys. I was on the field. I watched Sam Grady. You know Sam Grady. He won the silver medal in the '84 Olympics next to Carl Lewis. He won the gold medal on the relay team. James Jett, Willie Gault. Skip, I've seen guys that can run. But I've never seen anybody that can run in pads and can shift like this kid can.
I agree.
And his acceleration, and that's what scares you, Skip. You see, he got inside. And when he got, look at this, Skip, ain't nobody else getting up out of this. He can just run like that. So the question is, Skip, can the Kansas City offensive line, can they hold up? You would be foolish, Todd Bowles, to play that man right there, single coverage. You would be out of your mind.
Okay. So, I will be the first to concede. Tom Brady does not have a Tyreek, nor does he have a Kelce. They just might be the 2 best receivers in all of pro football, and they're both on the same team, targets of the best throwing quarterback in the league, in Patrick Mahomes. The defending Super Bowl champ and the defending Super Bowl MVP has those 2. And that is nightmarish for me to watch that 71-yarder you just showed, because I've never seen anything like that either. Once he's loose, he's just flat out loose, gone. And the speed is breathtaking. And I still haven't gotten over the nightmarish first quarter of November 29th at Tampa Bay, during which Tyreek Hill caught 203 yards worth of balls. Think about that. 203 in the first quarter. Todd Bowles, I don't know how many times I tweeted, how many times I said this. Todd Bowles, what are you doing? Because he put Carlton Davis and man on him and said, we'll live and die with this. No, you're going to die with it. Because it's hard to overcome 17-0 after a quarter. Then, as you said, they did get their score, but it went all of a sudden it went to 27-10 early in the third quarter.
Right.
And I'm thinking, man, they just can't stop them. Then they finally backed off. They finally quit blitzing, and they said, let's just play too deep. Let's just, however you want to say it, you call it 22-man, whatever you want to call it. They're going to play Tampa 2, too deep with man under. Okay.
Well, let's let cover 3 because Devin White is headed down the middle of the field.
Okay. So that started to click a little bit through mid-third quarter until the end of the game, because in the second half, Patrick Mahomes threw for a grand total of 103. So think about the math. He threw for 203 in the first quarter to one man. And then for the last 2 quarters of the game, he threw for a grand total of 103 because they started to settle in and draw a bead on keeping everything under them.
Right.
Nothing cheap, nothing deep. Don't let them get ahead of steam and get past you because you're dead. And all of a sudden, Brady started to figure out a Kansas City defense that I've said all year, it's just underrated. Because when you have Honey Badger back there, he's the ultimate robber. Yeah. He's just like his aptitude, his ability to anticipate is unparalleled to me, and he made their defense. And Steve Spagnuolo, does he not know how to play Brady? Well, he obviously does, because he was the architect of the first Eli Super Bowl Giants defense.
And I think the thing is, Skip, is that what Todd decided to do, he's like, you remember, we discussed it. Patrick Mahomes missed Mecole Hardman. He had him on a route that he thought he was going to hold up, and he threw it behind him, and he would have been gone. That's probably going to be Tyreek in that situation. Skip, but I think the thing is for them is that they're going to try to run the football. Kansas City's defense is built to play with the lead. Buffalo was unwilling to try to run the football other than quarterback scramble.
I agree.
If you get behind them, and that's what they try to do, Skip, if they can race out in front of you, put you down, they take your running game out of their mix, and now they can just play you straight up. The question is, can the Bucs run the football just enough? Skip, they didn't run the football particularly well yesterday, but you see where they got them? They stick the ball in Leonard Fournette's belly, and Cameron Brate's wide open for a touchdown. They stick the ball here, and then Mike Evans.
No, they didn't really run it much at all. He got loose one time for 20 for the touchdown, and that's really the bulk of their yards.
Sometimes, Skip, people think you need to run the ball for 150 to 200 yards to have success. But I just want to plant that seed that I will run it.
Leonard also packs a wallop, so it's not Derrick Henry wallop, but he will start to wear on you because he's about 235 or 40?
Yeah, easy.
Easy? Okay, so November 29th, last 3 quarters, Tom Brady threw for 313 yards. And I told you the day after that game, remember, the time of possession was heavily tilted to Mahomes. He had the ball 37 minutes to only 23 for Tom Brady. So if you extrapolate, if you just look, if you gave Brady the ball for 37 minutes, he would have thrown for 555 yards, which would be the all-time regular season NFL record. But the point is, he just didn't have the football. Maybe they can retilt the playing field by running the ball a little bit more, or maybe they can do it by playing a little more solid defense, and maybe there'll be a couple of more 3-and-outs or 7-and-outs or 9-and-outs without points.
Right.
Okay? So the point was, Brady got hot in the fourth quarter, and he led them on a 75-yard yard drive in 8 plays, and then they went 73 and 10, and he hit Mike Evans both times for touchdowns. And all of a sudden, it's 27-24, Mahomes, with 4:10 left. And you know what happened.
Right.
The Bucs defense hadn't been brought to a boil yet. It needed to make one and only one more play. I believe Brady would have won the game because he was hot-handed if he'd gotten the ball back. Okay. We will never know because he did not get the ball back because what did Mahomes do? Well, he scrambled twice for fairly short conversions, but he scrambled for conversions. And then they get to 3rd and 7 at the Tampa Bay 49, and it's the play of the game with 1:15 left, and he hits he sort of rolls left and just kind of flips it to Tyreek, and that's it. That's the ball game. So they couldn't get the ball back for 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, I want to remind everybody what happened after that. That was Tampa's third loss in 4 games. They fell to 7-5, and voila, they got a late season bye week in week 13. Usually you don't have a bye in week 13, right?
No.
But it's a pandemic year. It's a weird year. And all of a sudden, what happened in the bye week? Tom said, we got to fix it. So all of a sudden, this play action got installed. They hadn't been doing any play action. Suddenly, they started running people in motion a little bit because they had time to do it that they had not had time, because they had to keep getting ready for these big games against New Orleans and the Rams and then the Chiefs, all at home, and they weren't ready. They hadn't arrived yet.
What it looks like. I watched Andy Reid go to the sideline and hug him. You don't hug a guy like that, Skip, for a guy that you will believe will be back in 2 weeks.
I agree.
Now, they're already playing the game without Mitchell Schwartz, who's their outstanding right tackle. Now, Fisher, that means they'll move, I believe they moved Rimmers from right tackle to left tackle, and they brought the swing tackle in. So, Skip, that's going to be a huge